Hey, has this ever happened to you? You start to arc rotate an object, and as you do so, it starts to wildly swing from side to side. If you've worked with Macs for any length of time, I'm sure you've undoubtedly experienced this at least once or twice. Now the question is, can that be avoided or at least controlled in some way? The answer to that is you bet. You need to know what those options are. Let's open up a file and see what we can find out. Let's do File Open. We'll go into the Chapter 1 folder and let's choose Bad Arc Rotate. Now, what we're going to be focusing in on is the Arc Rotate button in the lower right-hand corner. It's the bottom row, second and from the right. Did you ever notice there was a black triangle in the lower right corner of that icon? Hold that down. Look at that. There's actually 3 different Arc Rotate commands. It's important that you know the differences between the 3. Let's start with the one on the top. This is the one you more likely are used to using. What this will do is actually Arc Rotate around the center of the viewport. So as long as the object that you're working on is in the middle, well, it doesn't work that bad. But go ahead and pan this. Hold down the wheel on your mouse, and let's now move this off to the side. See how well it works now. Look at this. Very little control and practically no way whatsoever I can actually work on this. Let's do this instead. We'll select our object. Probably ought to put it back in the middle. Let's go ahead and hold the pan wheel down again. And this time change to the second icon down. This is Arc Rotate selected. This will arc rotate around not the center of the window, but the center of the object that you have selected. Look at the difference here. Nice. Makes it much, much easier to work on. Even if I pan this off to the side and do it from here, see how it arc rotates or kind of rotates around itself differently? Much, much easier to use. Now the last one I'd like to show you actually deals with having a sub-object selection. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll go to the Modify column. We'll click on Poly. And in setting up this file, I went ahead and selected a polygon on the back of the jet's exhaust. Now what I'd like you to do is to type Z to get a real close-up of that. That's Zoom Extended All. Now if we try to arc rotate around this, being so close in, look at this. Virtually have no help whatsoever. Instead, use the third icon down. Watch this. If I come to the one with the yellow circle, this is arc rotate around the selected sub-object. Look how much more nicely this does the job. And look at that as we kind of go around. So the bottom line is you have a couple different options when it comes to arc rotating. Learn them and make sure you use the one that works best for your situation. You also have a couple different options as it pertains to rendering out your scene. In our next video, we'll take a look at those.